You're watching the David Benjamin High Tech Direct TV Sports Zone.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. You know, the Tennessee Tech football team is gearing up for homecoming this week against Eastern Kentucky. Kickoff is set for 1:30 at Tucker Stadium. And you know the Golden Eagles are looking to regroup after a tough loss at Murray State. TTU coming off that loss to the Racers where the Golden Eagles had 9 starters out with injury. Tech fell behind 16-0 in the first quarter before Tim Benford hauled in a 19-yard touchdown pass from Cass Barnes, who was making just the first start of the season for an injured Trey Lamb. Murray State added a couple of field goals and led 22-13 at the intermission. In the second half, TTU pulled within 9 when Jock Crawford motored 13 yards to pay dirt. But the Racers, who have been averaging 510 yards of offense and 41 points at home, scored 19 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to claim a 44-13 victory over the Golden Eagles. And joining us now, Tennessee Tech head coach Watson Brown. Coach, I know, it's tough enough to go to Murray State and play with a full team, but when you got 9 guys out and then you had a few more during the game, it's kind of putting you behind 8 ball just a little bit.
Were you sitting up there thinking I might be the next running back?
I was hoping.
Huh? No, you weren't hoping. They were hurting all of them. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be the next one to come and take the next snap. No, it was frustrating, to say the least. But at the same time, buddy, you've been with us the last year and a half. We've really not had many at all. And all of a sudden it just got us. And I don't know why you get 7 in a week. It amazes me. But we hope to get some of these back. I thought we played really hard. And just disappointed in the way we played, that the critical mistakes that we made, because we most definitely still had a chance to win the game.
And, there were a couple of incidents where your guys didn't give up. There was a long run by Harris from Murray State and got knocked out before he got to the end zone. I mean, it was great pursuit. And then the last play of the game, they returned an interception, and Jock Crawford, who's been hurt, almost chases him down at the end zone. I mean, so if anything, it showed you guys have got some serious, a lot of guts, a lot of determination, that kind of thing.
No, that's not our issue. We've lost some games this year, but effort has not been the problem. We hadn't played well at times, and now we're dealing with something different, with 2 really good teams coming to Cookeville to finish the season here, and we just love to get some of these back and line up and compete with these guys and have a true chance. And I really left. I got on a bus after TSU and thought, man, we got a shot to win these last 3, and all of a sudden now we're just trying to figure out a way to beat Eastern in some way. So it makes you regroup a little bit, buddy, but at the same time, I still think we got a great shot this weekend.
Well, you had some players step up. I mean, Cody Forbes at running back, who then eventually got injured. You still had DeJuan Brown starting at tight end, and Doug Page. You had some of those guys. But Cass Barnes making a first start of the season. He'd only thrown 10 passes in the last 2 years, and the guy goes out there and he throws for 203 yards. Completes 21 of 35 and a touchdown. You got to be pretty, at least pleased with what he did.
I'm very pleased with him. Very competitive. I thought he played really hard. He made some mistakes, but he's a very inexperienced guy to be a senior quarterback. He played receiver for a year. He'd had 2 years of injury himself. So we're very proud of Kaz, and we think he can play better this week. If Trey doesn't get back, we're excited about Kaz. And the other thing that people didn't know, you did, but we didn't have a backup quarterback. No. Clint Brewster was the backup, number 3. And he caught the flu on Tuesday and never got out of a bed. He was running over 100-degree temperature. So we went to Murray with no backup quarterback and had to dress Trey Lamb out, and we'd have probably put him in and just handed the ball off. And if you remember, we had to call a timeout once when Kaz got one of his contacts messed up, and that was the reason we had nobody to put in the game for the play.
Yeah, and he still ran the ball 15 times, and every time he ran the ball, we were just hoping he was going to get back up.
Well, I'm sure there were some of y'all sitting up saying, what is that crazy coach doing? But we said, hey, we want to go try to win the game. Yeah. If he gets hurt, we're not going to win, so it doesn't matter. Let's go try to win the game, and we didn't back off of him, and he carried a few more times himself that really wasn't called carries, but we probably called 10 of those carries were probably called carries.
And this week now, it's homecoming. Everybody gets excited about homecoming. You got the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky rolling in here, and the Colonels fresh off, upsetting the number 2 team in the nation, Jacksonville State, last week.
Isn't that just wonderful?
Isn't that great?
I mean, just
doesn't get any better, does it?
Just doesn't get better than this. Well, this is a rival game for us. Our kids love playing Eastern Kentucky. It's homecoming. It's important that we give our best shot to beat these guys. They're very good. It's a complete different team than last week. Murray was a strong offensive team. This is a very strong defensive team, and so our defense is going to have to pop back up and play a really good game.
And with it being homecoming, there should be a good crowd. You think that'll get the guys, psyched up, get them pumped up a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I think they get excited when people are there and the students are there, and with the festivities around it. Everywhere I've ever been, homecoming's always been a big thing, and I think it has been here since I've been in Cookeville, and our players get excited about it.
Well, we certainly hope you get some of those players healed up, and good luck to you on Saturday.
Thanks, bud.
Cookeville High football team has had their season come to an end. After finishing the regular season with a 6-4 overall mark, the Cavaliers hosted Oak Ridge in the first round of the state playoffs at Eddie Watson Stadium. Oak Ridge got off to a good start, taking a quick 14-0 lead in the first quarter, but the Cavs came right back when Aaron Brooksbank completed a 5-yard pass to Alex Manier in the end zone, and then Brooksbank connected with Darian Taylor for a 57-yard score. The Cavaliers tied it at 14 apiece. Oak Ridge got a field goal to take a 17-14 lead at halftime. Then Oak Ridge added to its lead in the third quarter with 7 more points before Cookeville came back with a Dalen Martin 1-yard run, pulling them within 3. But the Cavs couldn't get any closer as Oak Ridge ends Cookeville's season with a 24-21 victory. And joining us now, Cookeville head coach Jerry Joslin. Coach, you know, the sad thing about football season is unless you win a state championship, you're going to end the season with a loss, and we certainly hate to see that, but it's been a good season for you.
It's been a real good season, and been very proud and very happy with, as you say, you always want to go on to the last round, but when you don't, and even if you make it to the last round, you say, well, I'll just be happy to get there, but that's not it, you know, until you want to end on that positive note, and buddies, sometimes it's there's only one team that does that in 6A.
Well, you know, you look back, and Oak Ridge has been a perennial power. I mean, they're tough, and that was such a tough ball game. You guys fought back, had a chance there. You got to be proud of your kids for the way they played.
I think so. I think we gave ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter to win, and we had the ball with less than 2 minutes, we think, whatever the clock said. And it's hard to run a 2-minute offense without a clock. If they're keeping it on the field, you're not real sure what's going on, and they're doing the best they can. But I thought our kids fought back, down 14-0, and we've been down before, and our kids are just not quitters, and they're fighters, and I'm really proud of them. I don't think you can say enough good things about them, and the fact that it was a good year from the standpoint of not a lot of problems. Had some injuries that, you didn't like, to Brandon Hooks and Sean Bowling and some of those, and Tanner Higgins. They had some, high school ending career injuries, and you never like that for a young man.
Right. You look back, 6-5 overall, another winning season at Cookeville High, share of the district championship. I mean, so many good things, so many positives that you can build on, and I'm sure you'll have these young guys working hard for next year. Yeah,
that's our goal. You don't really dwell on that, and our kids, you know how kids are today. They're bouncing back, and they know that they had a good year and they played hard in those things, and 10th year in a row making playoffs, which is a good thing for the senior classes and the guys that have been playing. That's something that, again, you hang yourself on and you say, okay. Yeah, so, it's a good thing, yeah. I didn't know it, but, somebody tells me those things, and I kind of
might know something like that, but, yeah, 10 years in a row.
I don't know. You're kind of like me. So it's, I live on the fact that today, we're suiting things up and packing things up, and I'm not happy with that. But, again, I'm not disheartened with our young men or that. I'm more disheartened. And the very, very first thing that I look at, buddy, in losses is not our players for sure. It's looking at myself as a coach, and did I have them ready to play? Did we give them a chance to win? Those are things that I think we have to do as a coach, and hopefully, we win that kicking game. And we had some violent effort. James Francis on Wednesday, he dislocates his elbow, and, of course, he plays the whole game the other night and wouldn't have missed it, Right. And but was a very vital key in punts and catching the ball and so forth. So we just have those type of players, and we've been blessed to have those kids.
The expectations have certainly been raised, the past few years that, every year, people expect Cookeville to come out. They expect you to have a winning record. They expect you to, be first in the district or the region. They expect you to go to the playoffs. With those kind of expectations, it's got to be challenging or tough every year to come out and do that, again, every year.
Well, it is. I mean, it is for our young men. And, of course, we leave that philosophy, do it for the ones that came before you, carry on the tradition. And you say those things, and a lot of times I'm sure they think, well, that's the same old thing we keep hearing. But it's so true. It's what you're talking about. It's, as a coach, I expect to win the district. I expect to go 10-0. I was disappointed this year in our 6-4 record. Now, not that we didn't have, but I was disappointed in it. I thought we should have been at minimum 8-2.
Yeah.
And going in, and you kind of look at a schedule and you say, okay, this is a game that will be a challenge. These are games we should win.
Right.
And that's the way you look at your schedule. And you know that there's a break here or a break there that will cost you a game, but you know also that maybe you get a break in a game that you win one. And this year I thought, like I said, I thought we should have been about 8-2.
Well, let's talk about next year because I know you've been working on your schedule. Again, you play some of the best teams around. You don't shy away from anybody. Let's talk about that 2011 Cookeville High schedule.
Well, the schedule has changed a little bit, or will change a little bit. We've got 3 new teams that we're adding, and we are. Giles County was our opening game, and we're going to play Upperman.
Really?
And so we're excited about playing Upperman. I think Upperman will be excited about playing us. It's these kids that have grown up together forever, and they get an opportunity to compete on the field. The year we had the Jamboree, it was a great turnout. So hopefully and we're going to play at home at our place, and we'll be able to house everybody, and we hope everybody in Putnam County turns out for it.
That'd be great.
And that's week 0.
Yeah.
And then we go to Tullahoma comes, then White County we go over there, and then the game that we've added now will be Beach. They'll be coming to us. So Beach won the 5A last year, and they're a good football team, and they'll be coming to us. And then week 4, I believe, is Warren County. Week 5 is Lebanon. Week 6 is Cumberland County.
Yeah.
And then we take 7 off. 8 is Mount Juliet. 9 is Riverdale, which are 2 teams still in the playoffs. And number 10 will be Coffee County. And so we'll end her up.
Yeah. Well, we'll start looking forward to that 2011 schedule next year, Coach. Congratulations on another great year, and you've done a super job, and I'm sure everybody's proud of you. Regardless of what happens from here on out, everybody's proud of the Cavaliers.
Well, I hope so. And we've got great sports up here and all our other teams, and I know you cover everybody and touch bases with all of them, and we wish them the best of luck in the spring and the fall sports and getting all these winter sports going, basketball. We support them 100% and look forward to it.
All right, thanks.
You're watching the David Benjamin High Tech Direct TV Sports Zone.